So, not too long ago, I talked about offerings, the offering table, and what the offering meant. In these cases, offerings was used to get rid of personality traits because each item on the offering table represented or identified a trait, a personality trait that we want to get rid of. So we offer it up. Like people say, they're having a problem. They say, oh, I'm going to offer it up to God and let God handle it. Well, okay, that's the same thing. Same principle. Okay? Same principle at work there with the offering table. But now we get into something slightly different. Not much different. Same principle, but a slightly different situation. Slightly different. But we're talking about funeral offerings for dead traits. Yeah, have offerings. Funeral offerings for dead traits. The personality traits that we got rid of, they're dead. But we don't use them anymore. We got beyond them. We have transformed. We changed our personality. But what about the traits? We want to have funeral offerings for dead traits. Well, that's what their ancestors did. That's what it seems. They had funeral offerings for dead traits. Yeah. So let's say that when a guy dies, a physical death and goes to the grave, might have offerings for him too. For his car, which still lives, But the dead traits, the traits that we have let go, pushed behind us, oh, they're dead. Oh, we have funeral offerings for them too. Well, not me, they do, or they did. So we see that the funeral offerings for the dead traits sort of seals the deal. They're dead and gone. We have a funeral offering for them. Bye, so that they won't come creeping back. I wish they can, a bad habit can come back, right? Okay. So now, when old Joe dies, I wouldn't say Joe, he, we bury him in the ground. He's gone for good. So we have funeral offerings for old Joe. Yeah. So that Joe won't be coming back. We got to keep in mind that we're talking about people who lived tens of thousands of years ago. But it worked for them, evidently, or we wouldn't be here, So it worked for them. And it's difficult for us to understand some of the customs, you know what I mean? That those folks lived by, what they did, what they used and stuff. Yeah. It's difficult for us to understand some of those things. Well, this might be difficult. The funeral offerings for dead trees is probably difficult for people to understand too. Oh, what's he talking about, But anyway, when we give funeral offerings for dead traits, we don't want them coming back. So we seal the deal with an offering, just like we seal a deal for the dead person. When a person dies, well, if the family and friends come back to the house or to the church or somewhere, they have a big meal. Well, the dead guy is supposed to take part in that meal. He probably maybe is. He's there. Let's assume that he's there. Okay. So he takes part in the meal. So he won't come back. We seal the deal with him, like a Last Supper or something like that. So we do the same thing for dead traits. The traits are dead. We don't want them coming back, so we offer up food, a funeral offering for these traits. These traits were once considered to be a real life, a true self. And that's right. So as a person looks at his likes, his dislikes, his biases, all that stuff, and he said, well, that's me. It's the way I am. That's it. That's me. That's my true self. That's my life. That's my nature. It's my this. It's my that. You know what I mean? But he's wrong. He's making a mistake. It's not the true self. Because now we want to get rid of him. Okay. And as I said, we don't want him to come back. We don't want our old habit coming back, etc. And so we seal the deal with a meal. And this seems to ring strange to us. Will this funeral offering really stop bad habits from coming back? Well, supposedly, yeah. For the old folks, it was supposed to ring true. These people believed in a world of spirituality. The ancient folks. Some people still do. You know what I mean? So for them, everything is spirit. Everything is spirit. So then, fundamentally, everything is the same. Whether it's a dead person or a dead personality trait. So if everything is spirit, then when we put old Joe away and have a funeral offering for him or whatnot, or a meal, well, we should do the same thing for the bad traits, because everything is spirit. And so we have a funeral offering for dead traits, just like we did for old Joe. Everything is spirit, so we treat things the same. So the guy who says that he loved his personality traits, the ones that he is now putting behind him, as far as he's concerned, it's his life he's putting behind him. So, yeah, he would want to bury it. If something dies, we bury it. And so this is what the person's doing. And remember that he loved these traits. The ones he's got to get rid of. They become dead. So what he loved so much, what he believed was his very being, is dead now. And so to say goodbye, you can have a funeral offering for him. A funeral offering for the dead traits that meant so much to this person. Simple as that. So this is why we have funeral offerings for dead traits. Because they meant so much to the person, even though the person's still alive. But these traits meant so much to him. He says, well, maybe like, well, man, I'm not going to be able to go out and hang out with the boys and do my thing. Oh, wow. All the things that he loved, he's not going to be able to do. Now, if they were a bad trait, if they contributed to the terrible personality traits that he's now getting away with, or getting rid of, because evidently somebody in such a situation has informed him, say, hey, you're living a false life. These traits show that you're living a false life. You need to get rid of them. You go, what? Oh, come on, man, I can't stop doing all the things that I love so much. You know what I mean? But he does. A few people manage to do this. I guess not many, but some do. And they get rid of the traits, and they're better off for it. Believe me, they feel better for it, because it's a transformation. The transformation that the person goes through when he gets rid of these traits. In this instance, he gets rid of them honorably, because he has a funeral meal for them. Okay. And like presumably he will be happy thereafter. When you get rid of those traits, you go through a transformation, you will feel a lot better. You will have gained some knowledge of self. Which this can be a slow process, the acquisition of knowledge itself. But as you go through this process, you start picking up on a greater awareness of your world. Your perceptions increase bit by bit. There's more than one way, okay, to acquire self-knowledge. You can go slow, but, but there are other ways where a person could go fast. But he was under the guidance of the temple. You have different systems like the Ra system, okay, of spiritual becoming. From what I've read, it can happen fast. This is the one that happens so fast that they show pictures of it where the guy top of his head blows off like a volcano. Yeah, and it's imaginary. That's imaginary. Of course, top of the head don't blow off, but nevertheless, he goes through it so quick. Wow, bang, and he experiences this enlightenment. He has sent so much energy from his body. His body turns sort of chilly, kind of cold. It cools off. The heat's here. Boom! Right up there in the pineal gland somewhere. And, that extrasensory perception, that increase in perceptual capacity. Wow! Man. So yeah, they probably have to hold him down in such a system, in this raw system. There's another system, I think, that that people use in India. I think it's called the Kundalini system. They say it's dangerous too. Well, yeah, these systems are dangerous, and you get into them. You need instructions for these here. But to do it the long-term way, you just go real slow. You can do it yourself. You go slow, But your perceptual capacity, your ability to see things that you hadn't been seeing, see things as they truly are. You see, yeah, you can go slow and do that. Yeah, go slow. You make it a part of your life. So you focus on the transformation. As you go through life. You go through life conscientiously. You go through life with awareness. People be asleep half the time. They could be, they're in some kind of a trance a good bit of the day, the daylight hour, Well, people have accidents. Somebody goes kind of, running through red light stop sign, not paying attention to where you're walking. They have sleep. Yeah, So what you want to do, is to make this transformation, and the only way you're going to do that is to get rid of those old personality traits. Okay. We'll get back.